Now, students, in this lecture, we are going to discuss the mode of action of the fluoroquinolones. As we have already discussed, basically the first, these fluoroquinolones were derived from the nalidixic acid. The modification of the nalidixic acid resulted in the formation of fluoroquinolones. Now, what is the mode of action of these fluoroquinolones? The mode of action is basically at the two targeted site. The first one is the DNA gyrase and the second one is the topoisomerase 4. DNA gyrase, you know, that is responsible for reducing the torsional stress or the stress that is produced by this overcoiling. So this DNA gyrase definitely will reduce the torsional stress by the that is of the two DNA strands overfolding. And what these fluoroquinolones will do, they will actually inhibit this DNA gyrase, and this DNA gyrase, you already know, was responsible for introducing the negative supercoiling. Now, the second target is the topoisomerase 4. This topoisomerase 4 is responsible for the segregation or the separation of the daughter chromosomes. So, the two main targets of the fluoroquinolones are the DNA gyrase and the topoisomerase 4. This is the diagram which is representing that what is positive supercoiling. Positive supercoiling is actually the right-handed turning or the coiling. This is the overcoiling in one direction, that is the positive supercoiling or the right-handed coiling. Now, the left-handed coiling is actually the negative supercoiling. This is the this will occur when you will unwind or you will release the tension. So the resultant coiling in this case will be the negative supercoiling. Now, coming towards the mode of action of the fluoroquinolones in detail, the fluoroquinolones will enter into the bacteria by the passive diffusion through with the help of the pores without utilization of the energy. Now, within the bacteria, what they will do, they will basically target the different enzymes. First one is the DNA gyrase, that is also known as the topoisomerase 2, and the second one is the topoisomerase 4. Now, this is the diagram which is representing that we have a DNA coil. But before going into the detail of this diagram, we have to understand the DNA gyrase. This DNA gyrase itself consists of the two subunits, subunit A and the subunit B. Both of these units are very important. The A subunit, what this A subunit will do, it will cut this double strand and will permit or will allow the supercoiling or the passage of the one strand through another strand, and definitely this will require the energy. Now, after the breakage of this strand, after the one strand or the one side has passed over the another side, now it's time to reseal it, and this resealing definitely requires energy, and this energy is actually provided by the B unit of this DNA gyrase. Now, coming towards this diagram, this is a DNA coil. What this diagram is showing, that your DNA gyrase will cut the back side of this helix. Now, what will happen? The front helix will pass through this back cutted side again. Now, this will be resealed by the DNA ligase, and due to this whole process, now what will happen? There will be the formation of the coil. So, but your drug is doing here. Your drug, your fluoroquinolone will inhibit this step. Your drug fluoroquinolone will stop the cutting at this site, that is by inhibiting the enzyme DNA gyrase that was responsible for cutting this side of the DNA. Now, coming towards the next slide, quinolones basically, now the conclusion is that these quinolones are basically the inhibitors of the A subunit. That is, by this mechanism, they will inhibit the DNA replication and will result in the bacterial death. Now, what is the drug that will inhibit the B subunit? This is the novobiocin, that is an antibiotic. Now, what is the function of the topoisomerase 4? As I have already discussed, that this is responsible for the DNA division or the segregation of the or the separation of the newly replicated DNA. Now, what is happening in the gram-negative organisms. For example, in E. coli. In gram-negative organism, the basic target of the fluoroquinolones is the DNA gyrase, while opposite it is in the case of the gram-positive organisms. Now, topoisomerase 4. This topoisomerase 4 in conclusion is that this is inhibiting the separation of the replicated chromosomal DNA into the daughter cells during the cell division. Until now, we have discussed two different enzymes that are inhibited by the fluoroquinolones, that are topoisomerase 2 and the topoisomerase 4. Now, coming towards a third common mechanism, that is the mechanism for all the antibiotics. For example, for the aminoglycosides, for the beta lactams, and for the quinolones or the fluoroquinolones as well. What is that mechanism? That mechanism involves the production of the topoisomerase superoxide. Now, what these enzyme drugs commonly doing, what these antibiotics are commonly doing, they are actually triggering or the depletion of the NADH, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and they are enhancing the production of this superoxide O negative. So the formation of this superoxide is by the hyperactivation of the electron transport chain. So you can conclude that these antibiotics, for example, the aminoglycosides or protein synthesis inhibitors or the cell wall synthesis inhibitors, including the beta lactams and the fluoroquinolones, which are affecting the DNA. But these drugs are commonly doing, these are hyperactivating the electron transport chain. As a result, there is a formation of the superoxide, that is O negative. Now, additionally, what is happening? This free radical, this free radical oxygen will definitely damage a cluster, that is iron sulfur cluster. And as a result of this cluster damage, there will be release of the ferrous ion, and this ferrous ion will result in production of hydroxyl ion formation, which we have already discussed in neutrophils in our physiology subject, and this will ultimately result in the death of the cell. Now, coming towards this diagram again, what this diagram is explaining, this is saying that we have fluoroquinolone, and this is triggering the TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle. And you can, in conclusion, you can just summarize as that these drugs are actually hyperactivating the electron transport chain. As a result, there is formation of free radical, and this free radical will destruct the iron sulfur cluster. When this will be destructed, there will be release of the ferrous ions, and this ferrous ion will result in production of hydroxyl ion, which will result in the cell death. Additionally, this is also releasing the ferric ion, which is producing a positive feedback effect, and further, it is again destructing this iron sulfur cluster. As a result, in the whole, there will be the death of the bacteria.